Hello students, so in this video we will continue our rest part of the chapter. So in this video we will discuss about the cell structure and its function, means the various part of the cell and their functions. Okay, so students, first of all, what the study of cell structure is called? Study of cell structure is called cytology. Okay, students, in the previous video as we have discussed about different types of cells, their shapes and sizes, right? As you know, cells differ in shape and size. Some are big enough to seen with the naked eyes, for example an ostrich eggs, or some are too small to be seen with the naked eyes. Some cells are flat in shape, some are disc shaped like blood cells. However, the basic internal structure of cell is the same. A typical cell is made up of plasma membrane, cytoplasm and the nucleus. Okay? But in plant cell, an additional protective wall called cell wall is present outside the cell membrane. So, in this we will discuss first about the cell membrane. Cell membrane is a delicate thin outermost covering of the cell. It provides shape, maintain size and rigidity to the cells. Okay, it's a semi permeable membrane that allows the transmission of few substances across it. Okay, it is porous and allows the movement of substances or material in and out of the cell. For example, it allows oxygen and nutrients to enter and carbon dioxide to exit due to its semi permeable nature. Student, cell membrane provides an outer boundary to the cell and separates cell from another and also from the surrounding medium. Okay, it protects the cell from injury. So if we talk about the plants have additional layer surrounding the cell membrane. It is required by plants for the protection. Okay, this is called cell wall. It provides a protection against high temperature, high wind speed and the atmospheric moisture. Okay, so here is an activity in your book, students, that is 8.3 on page number 96. That is, how will you observe onion cells under a microscope? So what you will do for this? So what you need for the activity: onion, a glass slide, cover slip, a compound microscope, dropper, water, knife and watch glass, or the methylene blue solution that is used for staining. Okay, so what you will do for this, student? First of all, you will cut a slice of onion and peel its skin from inner side by using forceps. Okay, you know the onion peel is having a transparent layer inside, right? So you will peel it. Okay, then place it in a watch glass containing water. This will prevent the onion peel from getting dry. If the cell will get dry, you will not able to see the activity of the cell. Okay, with the help of dropper, put a drop of water on the clean slide. Then you will take a slide and put water with the help of the dropper. Place the thin piece of onion peel on the water drop. Put a drop of methylene blue that is used as staining to be giving the color to the cell. If you will see it without coloring, you will not be able to see the cells clearly. So it's necessary to stain it properly. Okay, now with the help of mounting needle, cover the onion peel with a cover slip, taking care that there is no air bubble in it. Okay, observe the slide first under low power microscopes. For better details, observe the slide under the high power of compound microscope. Okay, when you will see under the microscope, you will observe that the number of cells lies side by side. The cells are rectangular in shape. Each wall has a distinct wall, means you can easily see them separately. This is called cell wall. Okay, a prominent nucleus is present in the cell. A large empty spaces exist within the cell. This empty space is called vacuole. Okay, hope this activity is clear to you, students. So we are having one more activity in this. How will you observe from the inner lining of the cheeks? Means how will you observe the cells of inner lining of the cheek? So what you will do for this? Put the scraping from the inner surface of the cheek on a glass slide. You will take a toothpick or try to scratch your cheek from the inner side, and you will get a small piece. Okay, now keep that piece on a slide and add methylene blue to give color to that cell. Okay, click on the cover slip to place it and observe it under the microscope. Again, you will observe the flat irregular shaped cells having thin cell membrane. Each cell has spherical nucleus in its center. You will find that there is no cell wall observed in the onion peel cells. You will find there is no large vacuole as observed in the onion peel cell. Okay. Cheek cell represents animal cell. Animal cell is different from the plant cell in some structures. Okay. I have told you earlier, as we have discussed that cell wall is present in the plant cell that we have observed in the onion peel, and the animal cells do not have cell wall, right? You have seen in the cheek cells, right? So next part of the cell is the cytoplasm. Now what is cytoplasm, students? It's a jelly like substance present between the cell membrane and the nucleus. Okay. Various other components or organelles of the cell are present in cytoplasm. These are mitochondria, Golgi bodies, ribosomes, etc., which you will study in the higher classes. Okay, students? Like here you can see in the picture, cell wall is there. The yellow part in which dot-like structures are there, that yellow substance is called cytoplasm. Okay? Next is important the cell that nucleus. Okay. Generally spherical and located in the center of the cell. Okay, it can be stained easily to see under the microscope. Okay, nucleus is separated from the cytoplasm by a membrane called nuclear membrane. Okay, like we are having cell wall, right, to separate the one cell from the another. The nucleus have a membrane which is called nuclear membrane, which separates the nucleus from the cytoplasm. Okay, this membrane is also porous, means having pores, which allows the movement of material between the cytoplasm and inside of the nucleus. Okay, with the microscope of higher magnification, we can see a smaller spherical body in the nucleus. Means inside the nucleus there is another small body which is called nucleolus. Okay, students. It is rich in RNA, that is ribonucleic acid. Okay, students. So, in addition, nucleus also contain thread-like structures called chromosomes. Okay, and the chromosomes having a small structures called genes. Genes are called the unit of inheritance. What is inheritance? Means the characters that we get from our parents. Okay. Genes help in inheritance or transfer of characters from parents to offsprings. Okay, the microscopes can be only seen when the cell divides. Okay, nucleus also having dense fluid present in it, that is called nucleoplasm. Like the cell is having cytoplasm, nucleus is having nucleoplasm. Okay, students. So for the better understanding about the genes, here is one example, students. See, if your father has brown eyes, you may also have brown eyes. If your mother has curly hairs, you might end up having curly hairs. Okay, so these are the combination of the characters that you got from your parents. Like your father has brown eyes and you have brown eyes. Your mother has curly hairs, you have curly hairs. So these are the characters that we get from your parents. These are called the genes transfer, because due to genes you got these characters. Okay, gene is the unit of inheritance. Okay, nucleus is also called the brain of the cell because it controls all the activities of the cells. Okay, metabolic activities of the cell. It is responsible for passing the genetic characters from parents to the offsprings. Okay. So student, one more term is there, protoplasm. Now what is protoplasm? Nucleus and cytoplasm are together called protoplasm. Okay, they are the living content of the cell. Hope it is clear to you. Next part of the cells are plastids, but they are only present in the plant cells. Okay, students. Plastids contain certain pigments that have specific role to play in the functioning of plants. Okay, so there are three types of plastids: chloroplast, chromoplast, and the leucoplast. Okay, chloroplasts are the green plastid, students. They contain chlorophyll, which is a green pigment you have studied in the lower classes even, which help in the photosynthesis process. Okay, next are the chromoplasts. They are non-green pigments and give color to flowers and fruits. Okay, so next are the leucoplasts. Leucoplasts are colorless plastics, okay, which help in storage of food only. Hope the functions of the plastids are clear to you. So the next is the vacuole. Now what is vacuole, students? Vacuoles are membrane bound sac like structures which stores food, waste and water. Okay, plant cells have generally one large vacuole or a number of vacuoles. Vacuoles are present even in animal cells, but they are very small in size. Various functions performed by vacuole: it stores soluble food and waste and secretion of the cell dissolved in water as cell. So these are the various, parts of the cell, students. First was the cell membrane, second is the cytoplasm, third is the nucleus, fourth is the plastids, and fifth is the vacuole. Okay, hope the various parts of the cells are clear to you. So next topic we are having prokaryotes and eukaryotes. On the basis of their nuclear organization, cells have been classified into two types. One are the prokaryotes and second are the eukaryotes. So first are the prokaryotes. Now what are prokaryotes? Pro means primitive and karyons means nucleus. Okay, the cells which do not have well organized nucleus due to the absence of nuclear membrane are called prokaryotic cells. Okay, the cells which do not have well organized nucleus, that are called prokaryotic cells. Okay, the organism with these kind of cell are called prokaryotes. For example, bacteria, blue or green algae are the prokaryotes. Okay, so next is the eukaryotes. Eukaryotic cells, the cells which have well organized nucleus with the nuclear membrane, in which nuclear membrane is present, are called eukaryotes. All organisms other than bacteria and blue green algae have eukaryotic cells. Okay, hence they are called eukaryotes. For example, plants, animals, protozoa, fungi are the eukaryotes. Okay, students. So the last topic of this chapter is animal versus plant cell. Means what are the difference between the plants and the animal cells. So first difference is about the cell wall. As we have discussed, the plants have the additional cell wall to provide the protection against the wind, current or the water, etc., right? But the animals do not have cell wall, they have only cell membrane. Okay, next we have studied plastids, that the color giving bodies. They are absent in animal cells but they are present in the plant cells. Okay, about the vacuoles we have learned. The plant cells have large vacuole. You can see in the picture the plants have large vacuole, but the animal cells having very small size vacuole. Okay, if we talk about the size, plant cells are larger in size with distinct outlines, but the animal cells are smaller in size. Nucleus. In plant cells, nucleus is located at the edge of the cell, but in animal cell it is centrally located. Okay, so this is all about plants and the animal cell, students. Hope the chapter is clear to you. Thank you. Have a nice day.